Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive into AI.
You know, it's really interesting because AI is everywhere now.
It really is. And that's what makes this deep dive so important.
Exactly. It's not just about robots,
Right. It's impacting everything,
from business to the economy.
even democracy. We could cover it all.
All of it. And we have some really fascinating sources for this one.
For sure. And we're going to get into them right after this.
That's good.
Okay, so let's jump right in our sources. Talk about these different types of AI, like machine learning and deep learning. What are those exactly?
Well, think of it like machine learning is like teaching a computer to learn from experience.
Okay, from experience.
Yeah, like we humans do.
Ah,
It looks at tons of data, finds patterns, and then makes predictions.
like a weather forecast.
Yeah, exactly. Or like recommending a product you might like.
Okay, so what about deep learning then?
Deep learning, well, that takes machine learning to like the next level.
The next level.
It uses these things called artificial neural networks.
Artificial neural networks,
They're kind of like a digital brain.
like a brain for a computer.
Right. They analyze data, but in a much more complex way.
So that's how it makes those really complex decisions.
Exactly like driving a car or translating languages.
Wow, that's amazing. So is that stuff actually being used now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. AI is already impacting so many parts of our lives.
Like
Well, one example is in healthcare.
healthcare.
Yeah. AI can help doctors diagnose diseases earlier.
That's huge.
It is. And it can also optimize things like supply chains and even compose music.
Compose music, like write a song.
It can analyze patterns in music and create new melodies and harmonies.
Wow. So it's not just about robots and stuff.
No, not at all. And it's not just happening in one place either.
You mean it's global?
Exactly. Global AI research and development is happening all over the world.
So many different countries are involved.
From the US to China to Europe, everyone's working on AI.
So it's like a modern day space race.
In a way, yeah, but instead of rockets, it's algorithms.
That's pretty intense. So what does all this mean for jobs? Then will robots take over everything?
Well, some jobs will definitely be automated.
Okay, like what kind of jobs?
Repetitive tasks, data entry, things like that.
Ah, I see. But what about the rest of us?
Don't worry, AI will also create new opportunities. We'll
right.
need people to design, build, and manage these AI systems.
So there will be new types of jobs.
Right. And we'll also need people who can work alongside AI.
Work alongside AI.
Yeah, collaborating with machines will be a key skill in the future.
I guess that makes sense. So it's not just about learning to code.
No, it's also about developing those uniquely human skills.
Like what?
Things like critical thinking, creativity, emotional intelligence.
Ah, those soft skills.
Exactly. Those will be even more valuable in the future.
I can see. So overall, is this AI thing going to be good for the economy?
Well, potentially, yes.
Potentially.
It could lead to increased productivity and economic growth.
Okay, but will everyone benefit from that growth?
That's a good question.
Because our sources also talk about the potential for AI to increase inequality.
True. If we're not careful, AI could end up benefiting only a small group of people.
So it could widen the gap between the rich and the poor.
Exactly. And that's something we need to address.
For sure. So it's not just about the technology itself.
It's about how we choose to use it.
How we use it and who benefits from it.
And how we make sure it serves humanity.
That's a really important point. So how do we actually make this transition to an AI-powered world smoother and more equitable?
Well, one key thing is education and reskilling.
Education.
Yeah, we need to equip people with the knowledge and skills to thrive in this new economy.
Not just technical skills.
Right. Also, those human-centered skills we talked about.
So like investing in people.
Exactly. Investing in human capital alongside artificial intelligence.
So it's like upgrading our own operating system.
Exactly. To be compatible with this new AI-powered world.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
What about the role of government and regulation then?
Oh, yeah. Regulations are going to be crucial in shaping the AI landscape.
So we need policies that promote responsible AI development.
Exactly. And policies that protect workers' rights.
And make sure that the benefits of AI are distributed fairly.
Exactly. It's all about making sure AI is a force for good.
A force for good, not just for technological advancement.
Right. And that leads us to a really important question. How is all this going to affect the average person?
That's what I want to know. What changes should people actually expect to see?
Well, for one thing, the way we work is probably going to change a lot.
In what way?
Many jobs will become more automated, requiring new skills.
So we'll need to adapt.
Exactly. But on the bright side, AI could also make our lives easier.
Easier. How?
Imagine AI assistants handling all those mundane tasks for you.
Like scheduling appointments and stuff.
Exactly, freeing up our time for more meaningful things.
That sounds pretty amazing.
It does, but there are also potential downsides.
Like what?
Well, one big concern is algorithmic bias.
Algorithmic bias.
Yeah, AI systems can inherit existing biases from the data they're trained on.
So they can actually perpetuate discrimination.
That's right, and that's something we need to be very careful about.
Absolutely. So it's not just about building smart machines.
It's also about building fair and ethical ones.
And it's a huge challenge.
It is, but it's one we need to tackle head on.
Okay, so what about this idea of collective development that our sources mention?
Collective development is about making sure everyone benefits from AI, not just a few.
Everyone benefits.
Yeah, it requires collaboration between governments, businesses, individuals.
Start working together.
Exactly, to create a future where AI empowers humanity as a whole.
So it's about shaping a future where AI works for all of us.
That's the goal.
That's a goal I can definitely get behind. But how do we make that happen? What steps can we take to ensure AI is a force for good?
Well, one important step is to have open and transparent discussions about AI ethics.
Ethics.
Yeah, we need to establish clear guidelines for responsible AI development and use.
So guidelines that make sure AI systems align with our values.
Exactly. That's crucial for ensuring that AI benefits humanity.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we've talked about ethics, but what about the economic side of things? Is AI changing the shape of the world economy?
Oh, absolutely. It's already happening.
And how will that impact different countries?
Well, that's a complex question, but it's a great segue into the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, so stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back after a quick break.
We'll be diving deeper into the global economic implications of AI and how it's going to affect different parts of the world.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.
See you in a bit. You know, as we were talking about the global economy, AI is really becoming like a key driver of competitiveness.
It's like the new arms race, but with algorithms instead of weapons.
Exactly. Countries that are ahead in AI research and development are likely to have a real advantage in the future.
Our sources talk a lot about the U.S. and China being the front runners in this AI race. Why are they so dominant?
Well, both countries have some pretty big advantages. First, they have tons of data.
Data. Oh, right. That's crucial for training these AI systems.
Right. Exactly. And they also have strong tech sectors.
With companies like Google and Microsoft and Baidu.
Right. Those are some of the leading AI companies in the world.
And they're both investing a lot in AI research and development.
Huge amounts of money are pouring into AI in both countries.
So it's a combination of data talent and investment.
That's what's fueling their dominance right now.
But what about other countries? Do they have any chance of catching up?
It's definitely a challenge, but it's not impossible.
So there's still hope.
Yeah. Countries like Canada, the UK, and France are making some real progress.
How are they doing that?
They're investing in research, attracting top talent, and developing their own national AI strategies.
So they're taking it seriously.
Oh, yeah, they realize how important AI is for the future.
It sounds like it's not just about competing, though.
Right. Collaboration is also crucial.
So countries are working together on AI.
Yeah. Sharing knowledge and resources can help everyone advance faster.
That makes sense. But this whole competition for AI dominance, it's a little worrying, right? Well, what if it leads to conflict?
I see. Yeah, that's a valid concern.
What if countries start using AI for military purposes?
Like developing autonomous weapons systems.
Yeah, exactly. Or launching sophisticated cyber attacks.
That's why it's so important to establish ethical guidelines and regulations for AI.
So some kind of international agreement on how AI should be used.
Right. We need to make sure AI is used responsibly and ethically.
That's a big task.
It is, but it's essential for the future of humanity.
Our sources also highlight the potential for AI to worsen global inequality.
Right. If only a few wealthy countries and corporations benefit from AI, it could widen the gap between the rich and the poor.
So developing countries could fall even further behind.
Exactly. They might struggle to compete in an AI-powered economy.
And that would be a disaster.
It's crucial that we think about AI development from a global perspective.
So everyone benefits.
Right. We need to ensure that all countries have access to the benefits of AI.
And that it's used to address global challenges like poverty and climate change.
Exactly. Those are the kinds of issues we should be focusing on.
So it's not just about making a few people rich.
It's about using AI to create a more just and sustainable world for everyone.
That's a vision I can get behind, but how do we actually get there?
Well, it requires a collaborative approach.
What do you mean?
We need governments, businesses, researchers, and civil society organizations to work together.
So a multi-stakeholder approach.
Exactly. We need to develop ethical guidelines, establish regulations, and promote inclusive innovation.
That sounds like a tall order.
It is, but it's essential if we want to create a positive future for AI.
So it's not just up to the tech experts to figure this out.
No, everyone has a role to play.
What about the average person? What can they do to prepare for this AI-powered future?
Well, first, they can educate themselves about AI.
Learn how it works and how it might affect their lives?
Exactly. Knowledge is power in this case.
And then what?
They can also develop skills that complement AI.
Like creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence.
Right. Those are skills that AI can't easily replicate.
So we need to focus on what makes us human.
Exactly. Those skills will be even more valuable in the future.
I can see that. So it's not just about learning to code.
It's also about developing our uniquely human abilities.
And staying adaptable.
Exactly. The world is changing rapidly, and we need to be able to adapt.
Our sources also talk about AI transforming democracy. How do you see that playing out?
That's a really interesting question. AI could potentially make democracy more efficient and responsive.
How so?
It could help automate government processes and use data analysis to understand citizens' needs.
So AI could make government more citizen-centric.
Exactly. That's the hope.
But there are also potential risks, right?
Of course, there are some people worry about AI being used to manipulate public opinion or suppress dissent.
So AI could actually undermine democracy.
It's possible if we're not careful. Imagine AI-powered surveillance systems that track our every move.
Or algorithms that censor certain viewpoints.
That's the kind of dystopian future we want to avoid.
It sounds like AI could be used for both good and bad in the realm of democracy.
Exactly. It all depends on how it's implemented and who controls it.
So we need to be very thoughtful about how we use AI in this context.
Absolutely. We need to establish safeguards to ensure that AI is used to empower citizens, not control them.
That's a crucial distinction.
It is, and it requires ongoing dialogue and collaboration between technologists, policymakers, and citizens.
So everyone needs to be involved.
Exactly. We need to work together to shape a future where AI strengthens democracy, not weakens it.
It sounds like we're at a crossroads with AI.
In many ways, we are. It has the potential to both transform our world for the better and create new challenges.
The choices we make today will determine which path we take.
And those choices are up to all of us.
So we've talked about all these practical implications of AI, jobs, the economy, democracy. But what about the bigger picture? Like, what does the rise of intelligent machines actually mean for us humans?
Well, that's a question that philosophers have been debating for centuries.
Really, for centuries?
Oh, yeah. The idea of artificial intelligence has been around for a long time.
So what are they saying?
Well, AI forces us to think about what makes us unique,
Like our consciousness, our creativity, those sorts of things.
Exactly. If machines can learn, think, and even create what sets us apart as humans.
That's a pretty deep question.
It is, and there's no easy answer.
Some of our sources even talk about AI achieving consciousness, like becoming self-aware. Do you think that's even possible?
It's definitely a hot topic. Some experts believe it's only a matter of time before AI becomes conscious.
Really conscious machines
Others argue that true consciousness is something unique to humans.
that machines can never replicate.
Exactly. It's a debate that's likely to continue for many years to come.
It's both fascinating and a little scary to think about.
I agree. It's one of the most profound questions raised by AI.
Shifting gears a bit, our sources also talk about AI's potential to solve some of humanity's biggest problems like climate change and disease.
Oh, absolutely. AI could be a game changer in those areas.
How so?
Well, for climate change, AI could be used to analyze huge data sets of climate data.
To predict weather patterns and stuff?
Right, and to optimize energy consumption and even develop new clean energy technologies.
So AI could help us transition to a more sustainable future.
Exactly. And in healthcare, AI is already being used to diagnose diseases earlier.
Like we talked about before.
Right, and to personalize treatments and even accelerate drug discovery.
Wow, so AI could really revolutionize healthcare.
It has the potential to, and that could save countless lives.
It sounds like AI could be a powerful force for good in the world.
It definitely could, but it all comes back to how we choose to use it.
Right, technology itself is neutral.
It's up to us to ensure that AI is used to benefit humanity.
To solve problems and improve our lives.
Exactly. That's the key.
So what can our listeners do to help shape this positive future for AI?
Well, first and foremost, stay informed.
Educate ourselves about AI
Yeah, learn how it works, what it can do, and what the potential risks are.
so we can make informed decisions.
Exactly. Knowledge is power in this case. Engaging conversations about AI. Talk to your friends, family, colleagues.
Share our thoughts and concerns.
Right. The more we talk about AI, the better equipped we'll be to navigate its impact.
So it's not just about the tech experts.
No, everyone needs to be involved in this conversation.
What about supporting companies and organizations that are developing AI responsibly?
Absolutely. That's crucial. We need to encourage ethical AI development.
And finally, don't be afraid to ask questions.
Right, questioning is how we learn and how we hold people accountable.
It's about being curious and engaged.
Exactly. We all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI.
That's a powerful message.
Yeah.
It's not something that's happening to us. It's something we're all creating together.
That's a great way to put it.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of AI.
It's been a fascinating journey.
We've covered a lot of ground from the technical details to the ethical implications.
And the potential impact on everything from our jobs to our democracy.
It's clear that AI is a transformative technology.
One that has the potential to reshape our world in profound ways.
And it's up to all of us to ensure that AI is used for good.
To create a future that benefits all of humanity.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it informative and thought-provoking.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep shaping the future.